So, um, this stream, I was coming home from the store with a few other people, and I was telling them how these bras was so expensive. I had like a rack of them, hanging on my door. I'm just like, hold up. I just remembered that I walked out the store with these bras on my arm. So I'm just thinking, how the heck did this happen? But I walked out with them on my arms, forgetting that they was on my arms with my other bags. So I'm just like, she looking at me like, well, you don't gotta worry about that. I mean, you got the bras. You freaking stole the bras. So, if they was expensive, you got more than a handful. So I'm just thinking like, wow. So I'm thinking back on the cameras. So I'm looking at the camera. Well, I'm just basically, I'm thinking back of where the cameras were at. And I remember myself walking past the camera, like I'm going over there by the bras and stuff, but I don't I don't remember grabbing the bras. That's what I don't remember. So, we go back to the store because there was some pants in the same, um, there was some pants in the same aisle as the bras. It was some legging type pants. So I was just sitting there, and I noticed the store clerk, like she walking around, pacing back and forth. And then all of a sudden the room starts spinning. I don't know why it starts spinning, but it just starts spinning. And as it's spinning, I'm sitting there, but I see her run to her water bottle and drink it as if, she ain't had as if it was her life source, like in that moment. So, um, I asked her, I'm like, is you pregnant? And she was like, no, I'm not pregnant. And as she was taking her phone call, I was like, oh, I was just wondering because the way you just went and chucked down that water bottle, you know, I don't know. So I kind of turned away as she was talking on the phone, probably feeling a certain way because I asked her if she was pregnant. And she was wearing the dress and everything. So I'm just sitting there like, I'm pretty sure I just made her feel insecure about her image. But that wasn't my intention. Um, so yeah, she's walking back and forth and, just waiting for a customer to come so she can hound them about the clothes, the expensive clothes that ain't nobody really trying to buy except us sitting there. And I guess a couple people that I was with was gonna buy some of the pants. So they sitting there and they ripping up the pants, and I'm just sitting there looking at them. They basically putting their own little personal signature on the pants, ripping it up and designing it, the way that they want it. And then after they did that, they went to the clerk and said, we looking to buy this. The way she looked at them, she was just like, what? She was like, why would you do that? That type of face. Like, she really had nothing to say. Like, what could she say? You know? So she's standing there just contemplating that moment, trying to just pondering, on what action she can take towards the situation that they just ripped up the pants and designed it into their own style, and then asked, can you buy it? So she's walking and she's pacing again, but this time she's angry. So then one of the people that I was with went into the clothing room, and they was like, whatever, and like they was like, whatever, you know, while she thinking about it, I'm gonna go try on these pants. So they went in there. She went in there and tried on the pants. The other person sitting there still designing her pants. And then I guess two men walked in. You would think they were security or something, but they weren't security. They seemed like family members. Like her reaction to being pissed off by us. So they came in act like they about to do something. So they stand up, to where we at, and I stand up. I'm like, what you about to do? And then he pulled out this knife. I'm like, oh snap. So yeah, he pulled out his knife, and he's like swinging in circles at me. So then I put my foot out and I stopped the knife from swinging. So it stopped the knife. No, my foot didn't get cut off because obviously it wasn't that big of a knife. So I stopped the knife and I managed to grab the knife from him. But then he jumped at me and he managed to get the knife back. So then the second round, his other guy jumped in. I don't know what he was jumping in for because he jumped right back out. So he was just like a little distraction or something. But the third round, he wound up doing it again. He's swinging his knife in circles at me. I stuck out my foot, stopped the knife. The knife went flying, and I went and grabbed it. And I went like I'm holding him in the chokehold, and the knife is like on his arm. Like I'm holding the knife. I'm holding the knife, and like I guess I don't know how to explain it. Well, I'm holding a knife at him, you know. I guess I'm just holding it at him while I got him in a chokehold. And then I tell him, I'm like, this knife is about to, kind of, I forget what I said. I said something. I don't know. I forget what I said. That's crazy because I had this on my head too. I said something about the knife cutting through his skin. Like, this might hurt, but this knife is about to cut right through your skin. And then he wound up backing off and they all backed off. And that was the end of my dream. Well, yeah, that was the end of my dream. I don't know what happened after she got out the dressing room. I don't know if she checked out or not. I don't know what happened with that situation. But that's how they ended. They backed off. They backed off and I'm standing there with the knife. So yeah, that's my dream. Like, comment, subscribe, be notified, and share at your own free will to show you care. Talk to you next time. Bye.